Hey team! For today's video, I'm going to show you a really great technique that's called PNF, which stands for Proprioceptive Neuromuscular Facilitation. And essentially what PNF is, it's a version of stretching that's been shown to really help increase range of motion, and it works by alternating between contracting a muscle and letting it relax as you're trying to stretch it. So I've done this type of stretching with some of you before, so I'm going to show you sort of the protocol that you can use at home if you want to do it with your quarantine buddy in case you've got tight hamstrings or tight shoulders, which I'll show you today, or playing around with different muscle groups. And of course you can always leave a comment if you'd like to know a little bit more about this or different techniques you can use. So like I said, I'm going to show you just two for today, one for the hamstrings, one for an overhead range of motion. So I've got Teresa laying on the ground here, and I want her in a pretty neutral position. She's going to keep one of her legs straight, and then her other leg I'm going to lift. I'm going to ask her to keep her weight pretty dead in my hands, so I'm just going to find out where her hamstring will stretch to if she keeps a straight knee. And I'm going to go just till I feel a little bit of pushback from her hamstring. Does that feel about stretched out to you? Yep. Okay, so what we're finding here is that sort of full range of motion and that first sort of point where you feel a bit of pushback. Then what I'm going to ask Teresa to do to get her to contract her muscle is I'm going to ask her to push into me for about 5 seconds. So Teresa, when you're ready, take a big breath in and drive your knee down into me, or your foot down into me. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then she's going to relax, and as she relaxes, I'm going to increase that range of motion on her hamstring a little bit. And then I'm going to get her to go again, press into me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and again she's going to relax. So we're just going through these cycles of contracting and relaxing, and I'm only taking her an extra inch or two each time. And again, big breath, press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good, and relax. And we'll just leave it at 3 rounds. But what we can see is that I just got her an extra few inches from where she originally was, which was a bit closer to here. Great. Now, I'm going to also demonstrate how you can do this with an overhead position. Teresa does have really good overhead range of motion, so I'm going to get her to just sort of pretend for me today.
I'm going to lie to you. I'm going to lie to you, everyone, but just know it's not. It's just for educational purposes.
Yes, just for educational purposes. So why don't you just slide over this way a little bit, this way, sorry, just so everyone can see. And you can bend your knees for this one, it's fine, I think. So that way you can go a little more. Just I want everyone to be able to see your full hand overhead. Great, perfect. Everyone can see. I know you can't respond, and also this is a recorded video, so hopefully you can see. So, as I said, Teresa does have a really good range of motion, so I'm going to get her to just show you what her overhead range of motion looks like. She's going to keep her tummy tight so she doesn't arch through her lower back, and then she's going to bring a hand overhead, and she's not lying to you right now, and you can see that Teresa can get her hand right to the ground. However, what is quite common is a lot of people, even with that tummy tight cue, they'll bring their arm overhead, they'll make it only so far, and then when it gets stuck, they dump into the lower back if they want to get any farther, so they'll arch to try and get that arm a little farther, and sometimes even with that extra arch may not make it all the way to the ground. So if that's you, what we can do here is apply that same sort of principle. So I would get Teresa to brace her stomach first, just so she doesn't get that arch in her lower back. I take her to her full range, and assuming it's here, I'm just going to put my hand on top of her wrist, and I'm going to get her to push up for 5 seconds. So she's pushing up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I would take her arm down a little bit lower, and the PNF technique should allow for that. And again, she'll go pushing up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then she relaxes, and I would take her a little lower. And again, this is something if you have poor overhead mobility, give a try with your quarantine buddy at home. See if it helps open up your range of motion, try it on your hamstrings, and again, use those techniques to try on a few other parts of your body and let us know how it goes.